Hello mga ka-power! Welcome to my YouTube channel. So kung bago ka pa lamang sa channel ko, huwag kalilimutang mag-subscribe, mag-like, at hit ang notification bell para updated ka sa mga bagong videos ko. So ano pang hinihintay natin? Let's go! Ang topic natin ngayon is about solving quadratic equations by completing the square. So bago tayo magsimula mga ka-power, this tutorial is composed of 3 examples with different levels of difficulty. So make sure na panoorin mo to hanggang dulo. Arat na! By the way guys, these are the steps for completing the square. So alam ko medyo nahabaan kayo kasi siyam na steps yan. Pero dahil nandito kayo sa tutorial na to, gagawin natin yan lahat para matutunan nyo lahat yan. At naniniwala naman ako na pag gusto, may paraan. For example number 1, so we have solved the equation 2x squared plus 8x minus 10 is equal to 0 by completing the square. So, for the solution, we have the step number 1, arrange in standard form. So, arrange daw natin. So, laging mauuna is yung quadratic term, sumunod ay si linear term, sumunod ay si constant term, then equal to 0. So, yan yung kalalabasan. Step number 2. So, sa step number 2 daw, kung ano daw yung value ng a mo, yun daw yung i-divide mo sa bawat terms ng equation. So, ano ba ang value ng a natin dito? So, a is equal to positive 2. So, meaning, yun yung ipang-divide natin. So, divide natin to by 2. Pag dinivide natin, ganito yung lalabas na sagot. So, x squared plus 4x minus 5 is equal to 0. Okay, for step number 3, transpose daw natin si constant term sa right side of the equation. So, ang constant term natin dyan ay negative 5. So, pag tayo ay nag-transpose, it will become x squared plus 4x is equal to 5. For step number 4, so multiply daw natin yung value ng b by 1/2. So alam naman natin na ang b natin ay 4. So meaning, yan yung mumultiply natin by 1/2. So 4 times 1, that is positive 4. Then divided by 2, that is 2. So ang gagawin natin sa 2, square natin siya, it will become 4. Para naman sa step number 5, so i-add daw natin yung square product dun sa magkabilang equation. So, nakikita nyo, naka-color red yan. So, yung 4 dito sa kabila, then yung 4 sa kanan. So, pareho nating in-add dun sa equation. So, kung papansin natin, hindi pa naka-simplify yung nasa kanang bahagi ng equation. So, 5 plus 4. So, ganito ang lalabas na, kalalabasan yan. Para naman sa step number 6, sabi dito, express perfect square trinomial into the square of a binomial. So, kung papansin natin, si x squared plus 4x plus 4, perfect square trinomial siya. So, gagawin natin siyang square of a binomial. So, ipapakita ko na kagad yung square of binomial niyan. So, ito na kagad. So, paano ba natin nakuha to? Paano natin nakuha si the square of x plus 2? So, ganito lang kadali. Ano ba ang square root na x squared? So, that is x. Then, the operation, that is addition. So, kopyahin lang din natin. Then, square root ni 4. Ayan. So, the square root of 4 is 2. Then, tingnan natin mabuti. So, bakit nagkaroon ng plus minus dito or positive negative? Kasi, ang value ng dun sa extracting square roots natin, di ba? If the value of k is positive, therefore, there are 2 solutions. So, 9 is a positive. So, therefore, magkakaroon tayo ng dalawang solution. Okay, for step number 7, so to be able to eliminate the square of x plus 2, we're going to get their square root both sides. So, ayan. So, kung ano yung ginawa mo sa kaliwa, gagawin mo sa kanan. So, kung naglagay tayo ng square root sa kabila, maglalagay din tayo ng square root sa kanan. So, pag ginawa natin yung square root nila, matatanggal yung square ni x plus 2. So, makakancel yan. Then, yung square root ni 9, which is 3. So, for step number 8, so we're to isolate the value of x, transpose natin si positive 2 dun sa right side of the equation. So, ayan, nakikita nyo yung arrow papunta dun sa kanan. So, pag nilipat natin yan, it will become x is equal to the positive negative 3 minus 2. At syempre, for the last step, so, isolate na natin yung dalawa. So, Ayan, paghihiwalay na natin. So, it will become x is equal to 3 minus 2. Yung kabila naman is x is equal to negative 3 minus 2. So, pag sinimplify natin yan, so 3 minus 2, that is x is equal to 1. Then sa kabila naman is x is equal to negative 5. So, these are the roots or the solutions of this quadratic equation. Before we proceed to example number 2, special shoutout nga pala sa mga sumusunod. Ruth Garcia, Andy Delgado, Robic Xavier Aliman, Romnick Caragay, at Rani Villegas. So at the end of this tutorial, you can leave a comment para sa susunod ma-shoutout ko kayo, feedback para sa tutorial na ito, o di naman kaya ay yung topic na gusto mong i-discuss ko sa mga susunod na videos ko. So for example number 2, we have the equation x squared minus 6x minus 41 is equal to 0. So we're going to get the roots or solutions by completing the square. So for solution, step number 1, arrange into standard form. So naka-arrange naman siya. So copy na lang natin. Then for step number 2, we're going to divide the value of 8 in each terms of the equation. So, pag dinivide natin to by 1, so it will become x squared minus 6x minus 41 is equal to 0. So, mapapansin nyo na parang wala namang nangyari kapag dinivide natin siya by 1. So, meaning kapag, ito yung trick natin ha. So, meaning kapag yung equation na gagamitan natin ng completing the square, ang value ng a ay 1, so pwede na tayo mag-proceed sa example number 3. So, kahit hindi na yung step number 2. So, para sa step number 3, transpose the constant term to the right side of the equation. So, it will become x squared minus 6x is equal to 41. So, for step number 4 naman, so, ayan. So, ang value kasi ng binatin dito ay negative 6. So, si negative 6, yun yung ipang multiply natin by 1/2. So, negative 6 times 1, that is negative 6, then divided by 2. So, negative 6 divided by 2, that is negative 3. Then, ito yung i-square natin, which is equal to 9. So, yung 9, ang tawag dito ay square of square of product. Next, step number 5, we're going to add the square of product to the both side of the equation. So, nakita nyo, color-coded ulit para makita nyo kung nasan yung 9 na in-add natin. Then, simplify natin yung nasa right side of the equation. So, meaning, copy lang natin yung perfect square trinomial. Ayan. So, 41 plus 9, that is equal to 50. Then, for step number 6, we're going to transform the perfect square trinomial into a square of a binomial. Then, tingnan natin mabuti kung paano ulit nakuha. Ayan. Square root ni x squared, that is x. Ayan. Then, yung operation natin, that is minus. Then, the square root of 9, which is 3. So, kanina pinaliwanag ko na kung bakit nagkaroon tayo ng positive and negative dun sa number dun sa kanan. So, ganun pa rin naman yung explanation natin dun sa dito sa example na to. So, step number 7, we're going to get the square root both sides of the equation. So, para matanggal yung square root of x minus 3. So, pag kinuha natin yung square root nito, so, matatanggal yung square ni x minus 3. Ayan. Then, tingnan natin mabuti dito. Dito tayo mag-focus. Dito tayo sa kanan mag-focus. Itong part na to. So, ang mangyayari dito, tingnan nyo mabuti. So, si 50, wala siyang perfect square. So, ang gagawin natin dito, kukuha tayo ng factors na kung saan yung isa sa mga number na yon o yung isa sa mga factor ay merong perfect square root. So, ano ba yung mga factors ni 50? So, we have 1 times 50, 2 times 25, then 5 times 10. So, pag tinignan natin lahat yon, ang tanging pair of factors lang na merong square root or may perfect square ay yung pares na 2 sa kasi 25. So, yun yung kukunin natin. Huwag tayong kukuha ng pares na kung saan walang perfect square. So, dito, tingnan natin mabuti. So, si 25, meron siyang square root. So, pag ginawa natin yung square root ni 25, that is 5. So, makakalabas siya ng radical sign. So, si 2 naiwan kasi wala siyang perfect square root. So, susunod, ang gagawin natin dito, for step number 8, transpose natin si negative 3 dun sa right side of the equation. So, yan. So, kalalabasan niyang ganyan. Then, for step number 9, isolate natin. So, paghiwalay na natin. So, ito, then, ito. So, para makuha natin yung tamang ayos, tandaan, ang laging mauuna ay yung number lang muna. Number lang, sumunod ay yung number with radical sign. So, pag kinuha natin as final answer, ayan. So, x is equal to 3 plus 5 square root of 2. Then, x is equal to 3 minus. So, for the last example, so, solve the equation 2x squared minus 5x minus 12 is equal to 0 by completing the square. So, ito na yung pinakahuling example natin. So, for the solution, step number 1, we're going to arrange the equation into standard form. So, kung napapansin natin, naka-arrange na kagad siya into standard form. So, kokopyahin lang natin yung mismong equation. So, next, for step number 2, we're going to divide a in each term of the equation. So, ano ba ang value ng a natin? So, ang value ng a natin ay 2. So, yun yung pandi-divide natin sa quadratic term, sa linear term, at sa constant term. So, pag dinivide natin yan by 2, ganito yung kalalabasan yan. So, x squared is equal to 5 halves, x minus 6 is equal to 0. Then, for step number 3, we're going to transpose the constant term to the right side of the equation. So, si negative 6, ililipat natin sa kanan. So, it will become positive 6. Ayan. Then, sumunod. For step number 4, multiply b by 1/2. So, ano ba yung value ng b natin dito ngayon? So, kung papansin natin, ito yung value ng b natin. So, ayan. So, negative 5 halves. So, meaning, yan yung i-multiply natin by 1/2. So, ayan. So, paano ba mag-multiply ng fraction? So, multiply lang natin yung numerators nila. So, negative or negative times positive, that is negative, automatic. Alam mo na kagad yun. So, 5 times 1, that is 5. Then, 2 times 4, that is 2 times 2, that is 4. So, negative 5/4 na tayo. Then, so, si negative 5/4, kukunin natin yung square niya. O, square natin siya. So, negative 5/4 times negative 5/4. So, 5 times 5, that is 25. Then, sumunod ay 4 times 4, that is 16. Tandaan, kapag ikaw ay nag-square ng fraction, imumultiply mo muna yung numerator sa numerator. Then, sumunod, denominator naman sa denominator. For step number 5, we're going to add the square of the product to both sides of the equation. So, si 25 over 16, yun yung ipang-add natin sa left and right side of the equation. So, i-copy lang natin dito yung perfect square trinomial. So, dito naman sa right side of the equation, tingnan natin mabuti, that is 6 plus 25 over 16. So, paano ba natin gagawin yan? So, how do we simplify whole number, then plus improper fraction? So, ang gagawin natin dito is kukunin natin yung denominator ni 25 over 16. Ito yung magiging LCD natin. Okay? So, tandaan, ang LCD natin ngayon ay 16. Then, yung si 16, yung LCD natin, imumultiply natin doon sa whole number. So, meaning, 16 times 6, that is 96. So, ano naman yung gagawin natin kay 25? So, dahil si 16 ay nanggaling kay 25 over 16, ipa-plus lang natin si 25 doon sa product ni 16 sa ni 6. So, ganito ang lalabas na sagot niyan. So, 16 times 6, that is 96. Then, 96 plus 25, that is 121. Then, copy the denominator, 16. For step number 6, transform daw natin si perfect square trinomial into square of a binomial. So, wag kayong malilito kasi sasabihin nyo ay may fraction. So, same step pa rin tayo. So, ano ba ang square root ni x squared? That is x. Then, sumunod yung operation, that is minus or subtraction. Then, square root na 25 over 16. So, square root na 25, that is 5. Then, square root naman ni 16, that is 4. Sumunod. So, ang gagawin natin dito ay, we're going to get their square root both sides. So, para matanggal si squared ng x minus 5 fourths. Ayan. So, pag ginawa natin yung square root both sides, so, yan yung kalalabasan. So, natanggal yung squared ni x minus 5 fourths. Then, tingnan natin mabuti. Square root ni 121, that is 11. Then, square root ni 16, that is 4. So, for step number 8, we're going to isolate x. So, meaning, kailangan ilipat daw natin or i-transpose natin si negative 5 fourths sa kabilang side ng equation. So, pag nilipat natin yan, ayan yung kalalabasan. Then, syempre, for step number 9, kailangan paghiwalayin na natin sila para ma-solve natin. So, ito. So, ito yung una. So, x is equal to negative 11 over 4 plus 5 fourths. Kabila naman is x equal to negative 11 over 4 plus 5 fourths. So, dito tayo. So, madali na yung ganitong klase ng fraction kasi nga, they have the same denominator. So, dito muna tayo sa left side. So, 11 plus 5. So, i-add natin yung numerator. So, 11 plus 5, that is 16. Then, copy natin yung same denominator. So, 16 divided by 4, that is x equal to positive 4. Then, how about the right side? So, negative 11 plus 5, so it will become negative 6 over 4. Then, tignan natin, improper yan. Baka pwede nating i-lowest term. So, malilowest term natin yan if we have the divisible number. So, ano ba divisible number between 6 and 4? So, that is divisible by 2. So, pag dinivide natin yan, it will become 3 halves. So, copy natin yung negative. So, x is equal to negative 3 halves. By the way, guys, before we end our tutorial, so you can check these 2 amazing videos na nakikita nyo sa inyong mga screen. It will help you a lot. Also, salamat nga pala sa mga nag-subscribe, nag-like, at nag-hit ng notification bell. Don't forget to leave a comment. Kita-kits ulit mga ka-power. Bye-bye!